Good morning, students. Today we are going to learn about South Indian Rebellion. The war fought between the Polygos of Madurai in Tamil Nadu and British East India Company forces between 1799 to 1801. The British finally won against the Polygon armies. Many lives were lost on both sides, and victory over the Polygos and the territories of Tamil Nadu coming under the control of British East India Company. Today we are going to elaborately we have to see the South Indian Rebellion.
First, we have to know about the South Indian Rebellion. According to Dr. Rajayan, it was the first war of independence during the 19th century. British interference in the administration of the natives due to political instability. Second one is success of British in the Carnatic and Mysore. Unnecessary political affected smooth working of Palayakar chieftains and villagers. As the result, decided to rise in rebellion. The rebellion was lost, revolt of the Polygos. To prevent similar outbreaks of the British undertook certain measures. Causes of the revolt. Policy of annexation. First and foremost causes, the company decided to annex the natives when East India Company founded at Madras. Tamil Nadu was divided into number of political divisions ruled by Polygos, kings and chieftains. There were political disharmony among them. They acted as enemies. The British utilized this opportunity and annexed Salem, Coimbatore, Dindigul, Wayanad, Malabar and denied their legitimate rights. The natives vehemently opposed the policy of annexation. Attitude of puppet states. Some states accepted the supremacy of the company. They paid tribute regularly. They maintained their status quo, so they were called as puppet states. The company guaranteed their protection but imposed military expenses on them. In course of time, unnecessarily interfere in their internal administration. Causes of South Indian Rebellion. In February 1801, the brothers of Kattabomman, Umathurai and Sevathaiya escaped from Palayamkottai prison and reached Kamudi. Chinnamarudu took them to Siruvayal, his capital. They reconstructed their ancestral fort at Panchalamkuruchi. The British troops under Colin Macaulay retook the fort in April and Palayakarar brothers sought shelter in Sivaganga. The English demanded Marudu Pandyas to hand over the fugitives. The latter refused. The Colonel Agnew and Colonel Innes marched against them. The Palayakarars were assumed much broader character than its predecessors. It was directly by confederacy consisting of Marudu Pandya of Sivaganga, Gopalanayak of Dindigul, Keralavarman of Malabar and Krishnappa Nayak and the Mysore ruler. The Tiruchirappalli Proclamation. The Marudu Pandyas issued a proclamation of independence called Tiruchirappalli Proclamation in June 1801. The proclamation of 1801, the first call to the Indians to unite against the British. A copy of the proclamation was posted on the walls of the Nawab's palace in the fort of Trichy, and another copy was placed on the walls of Vaishnava temple at Srirangam. The Marudu brothers spread the spirit of opposition against the English everywhere. As a result, many Palayakaras of Tamil Nadu went on a rally to fight against the English. Chinnamarudu collected nearly 20,000 men to challenge the English army. British reinforcements were rushed from Bengal, Ceylon, and Malaysia. The Rajas of Pudukkottai, Ettayapuram, and Tanjavur stood by the British. Divide and rule policy followed by English split the forces of Palayakaras. English annexed Sivagangai. In May 1801, English attacked the rebels in Tanjavur and Tiruchi areas. The rebels went to Piranmalai and Kalayarkoil. They were again defeated by the forces of the English. In the end, the superior military strength and able commanders of British army won the battle. The rebellion failed and English annexed Sivagangai in 1801. The Marudu brothers were executed in the fort of Tirupattur in Ramanathapuram district on 24th October 1801. Oomathurai and Savathaiya was captured and beheaded at Panchalamkuruchi on 16th November 1801. 73 rebels were sentenced to Penang in Malaya, then called the Prince of Wales Island. Though they fell before the English, they were the pioneers of sowing seeds to nationalism in the land of Tamil. Next one is Dheeran Chinnamalai. Dheeran Chinnamalai was born at Melapalayam in Chennimalai near Erode. His original name was Tirthagiri. He was Palayakarar of Kongu country who fought the British East India Company. The Kongu country comprising Salem, Coimbatore, Karur and Dindigul formed a part of Nayak Kingdom of Madurai but had been annexed by Udayar of Mysore. After the fall of Udayars, these territories along with Mysore were controlled by Mysore Sultans. After the third and fourth Mysore Wars, the entire Kongu region passed into the hands of the English. Dheeran Chinnamalai and British forces. Dheeran Chinnamalai was trained by French military in modern warfare. He was along the side of Tipu Sultan to fight against the British East India Company and got victories against the British. After Tipu Sultan's death, Chinnamalai settled down in Odanila and constructed fort there to continue his struggle against the British. He sought the help of Marathas and Marudu Pandiyar to attack the British at Coimbatore in 1800. British forces managed to stop the armies of the Allies and hence Chinnamalai was forced to attack Coimbatore of his own. His army was defeated and he escaped from the British forces. Chinnamalai engaged in guerrilla warfare and defeated the British in battles at Kaveri and Odanila. During the final battle, Chinnamalai was betrayed by his cook Nallappan and was hanged in Sangagiri Fort in 1805.